invited me to have an interview with you, and I'm very glad that I can do this. And so let's start, I would suggest. We first met at ValueX 2022 in Dubai. And my first question is, why did you choose Dubai as your home as well as your business central? Do you say it's a special investor-friendly environment?
So Marcus, welcome to the perfect recipe for retirement series. This is our way of helping all the investors in the world to retire rich. Thank you for doing this for us. And it is more than an interview, it's a conversation. It's a learning journey for you, for me, and for all of us. So your question, which is on Dubai, to be very frank with you, when I came to Dubai 15 years ago, I swear to myself I will never come back. It is such a hot place, and it's a desert if you look at it. But the only reason a middle class man after his graduation will stick to Dubai was a good salary. And in 2008, when I joined a local bank, where you can see the bank certificate on the back of me, I stick to the bank because there was a global financial crisis, and it will be a very bad decision to leave a job because you will not get any job. And all these people from JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs were actually applying for the job. It was that bad. I'm sure we all know this. And eventually, I learned the business, and I grew and flourished in the business. And 8 years ago, when I left the business, I still had two minds to go back or be here. Eventually, I learned that Dubai is an amazing place to stay because of its convenient positioning in the Middle East, from Europe, and from the Indian subcontinent. And I also understand that all the billionaires are choosing Dubai as one of the place to stay. I also find out that Dubai and UAE are also investing in various places in the world. So they also understand equity investment. I'm sure you know that there are biggest sovereign wealth fund, except the Norway's one, all are around me here in Dubai. They're in Saudi, they're in Dubai, they're in Abu Dhabi. Apart from that, I also want to tell you that there are 5 airports near me from where I can escape, or I can go back to my hometown or my country where I belong to. So Dubai has become a choice because the ruler of Dubai or the UAE have committed that they will make it a best place to live. And just to add, women are very safe here. We feel so safe, I cannot tell you. So Dubai has become now a dream world for me, a place where I want to stay. And I think I met you here as well.
Yeah, that's right. So would you add that also your contact base developed or had a good development in Dubai?
So I think I started my journey as a banker here, and that is more involved doing sales. And when I was handling 5 billion dirham in current account and saving account, obviously I have a great network here, and I don't need any networking forum to network people. Even in the ValueX, I knew a lot of people who were from the Indian subcontinent in Dubai. So you're absolutely correct that my network has grown huge, and eventually I found that Dubai people have to come to Dubai at least, let's say, quarterly once to do business. So you're right, the network has grown a big time in Dubai.
How exactly does your network help you to run your fund or to find new clients? How important is a network for your business, a good network?
See, Marcus, network is good or important for any and every business. The best marketing is the word of mouth. Let's accept you and I all get influenced when we see our neighbors or friends or relatives buy something. We have more babies if we have the culture of producing more babies. I'm sure you know it from your personal example. So we all get married for the same reason. So the social proof is very important in any decision making. So when my parents drink tea or coffee, eventually I start drinking tea and coffee. and that's it goes to my family also, or my kids also. If you have a Facebook profile, I will eventually also get into Facebook. So we all have this social proof or herd mentality inside us. And they say, if you have heard Simon Sinek, the decisions start from an emotional point of view and not from the logical point of view. You can understand them great from the logic, but there has to be always a liking. You have, I'm sure, when you agree to do this, you have a small liking for me, and I have a small liking for you, and that's how this start. So when you make money for someone, or you that person trusts you, he eventually sits with at least 20 more people in his circle in that coming week. And what do they talk? They talk where I invest my money, what I did in the holiday, a bad guy came in the morning, or I think this is the right thing to do. And then the other person says, oh, give me his number. And that's how the network, which is an offline Facebook, I will say, or offline LinkedIn, and it is not an artificial network. Believe me, when people come and meet, it becomes a bond. People have 400 friends on Facebook and hardly two friends in the real life. So I have a lot of people who are not on Facebook probably, or I don't meet them on Facebook, but I have a lot of these clients of mine as my family friends.
Mhm.
So I think I answered your question there.
Perfectly. You mentioned the word trust, and I sense that the word trust, as it is also in your company's name, is very important in the area of managing other people's money. Um, can you say some words? How
Yes.
do you gain trust in your network, or how important is trust for your business and for you personally?
Right. So Marcus, first I want to answer the question, why client first? Why this company is called client first? Because you have actually hit the nail with your hammer. So when I was leaving the bank, I one thing I've realized, Marcus, and I think you will also agree to that, we bankers work for a bank, but our job is to benefit the client, right? But these clients don't make money every year. They make money only when the market goes up, whether it is a bond market or a currency market or a stock market. We all know that in the value investing, Warren Buffett said, don't even invest in a stock if you do not have a 10-year horizon. And Charlie Munger added, saying that even if the stock market it becomes close for the next 10 years, we don't worry. Now, if I do not have a long-term horizon, and if I'm only in the bank for my bonuses, how will I earn bonus every year? And people get spoiled because there are so many banks to choose from, and they keep on hopping like a monkey, and they actually make a client worst because they open their 5 accounts, 5 investment product, long-term investment and insurance products. And why will the person who's coming the next will take care of it, because he has no incentive to manage it. So after 10 years, client realizes, oh my God, I am only making the bank rich and I'm becoming a poor person. So what eventually happens is the client starts getting educated on his own, or he starts buying only property and fixed deposits or gold. So what I saw when I was leaving the bank, that people keep on changing the bank and then they lose trust. And the client wants to face one person who is responsible for their money, for and there to respond. I have some of my clients, previous brokers and advisors have run away from the country, and we are managing them. We tell the clients, let me first give you service of what has gone wrong. Let me handle that first. So what I've learned is the client is a better relationship manager because he is handling his clients for 20, 30 years. So the trust will be built when you will go hand in hand with the client, see his eyes to eyes, and promise him that I will be there. See, Marcus, nobody knows how much money one can deliver. If the nuclear war happens, whatever promises you have done, you will not be able to fulfill. We all know that there was a period of 20 years for 10 plus years when the stock market did not make money. It happened before the Fed was in action, but it happened, right? So if you go to a client and tell him what will you do with their money and how you will ensure that they will not lose money. Making money in the stock market is a function of the business growth, and the stock is designed to make more money, Marcus. Let's accept the businesses are designed to make more money. My job is not to commit a return in 5 years. My job is to buy a company in the portfolio where I will not lose money, one, and they may grow their earnings at 15 to 25% compounded annual growth rate. Eventually, the investor community will find that this company doing a great job in the earning, and the price will follow. So we always say, I'll end with a quote: price is a slave of earning. So when you tell the client truth, when will you minute your meetings, you will gain trust.
What do you tell them when the price goes down?
When the price goes down, I always tell my clients, if the price is going down and you and I cannot have a coffee, it means either you don't understand the stock market, or I am somebody who is over promise you. Because as per the regulation, none of us are allowed to offer capital guarantee. Do we agree? You are also an investor, Marcus.
Yeah.
So when the price goes down, it is the part of the process. It is like 1 year, I don't get a salary hike in my job. So when the price goes down, we definitely study the company more to understand what's happening.
Has it been the case that a client said, "Oh, my money is down, I want to get it out there"? And how do you
Yes,
convince them not to do this? For my
many times.
feeling, it would be a wrong decision. What's your thinking about this, and how can you convince them to do the not?
So Marcus, I have two part in my business. One part is to manage the HNI. Managing HNI is the easy part, because even if they give us $1 million, they have their net worth is more than 15 to $30 million. So they really don't bother. They know that even the market has gone down, they may feel little bad, but they will not be exiting. But when you the other part of the business is create HNI. Now, Marcus, let's understand you're also learning value investing. I am also learning value investing for the last 5 to 6 years, and the journey is continuing. I come from middle class. I'm sure you come from middle class. Why are we middle class? We are middle class because our thinking says so. If a middle class person goes wrong, the whole family remembers it like an impression on the heart. And even after 10 years, they will tell you, you have taken that wrong decision. So the creating HNI part is difficult, but there comes the differentiation. So these people are more emotional because they cannot go wrong. And in equity market, even Berkshire Hathaway has become 50%, gone down 3 times in the last 40, 50 years. So when they come to me getting emotional and sending me a WhatsApp that I think I have taken the wrong decision, one. The second person says that market can go further down, I want to sell it, I don't blame you. Then we meet them again and tell them, yes, you withdraw your money, we have no problem. Hear us out. And then in half an hour, we tell them, and after telling them the truth, and it happened yesterday also in the evening, they understand that it is an emotional outburst. And then they are calmed. So every investor which we have onboarded, the first condition is 5 years is the investment horizon, minimum investment horizon. We tend to forget because we want to make quick money. So when Jeff Bezos asked Warren Buffett that, Warren, your strategy is so simple, why people don't follow it? Why they don't practice it? So Warren Buffett replied, because it is also very boring. So I think I answered your question there.
I think anyway, I read a statement from you that says patience is one of the most important attitudes when you are value investing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You mentioned middle class people, so how we are, and I think how 90% of all value investors around the world start with value investing, perhaps also with a small amount of money. What would you recommend middle class people how to start with this matter? More read, more try? What is the best learning experience in your thinking?
I'll give you an example of chess. 5 years ago, I participated in a chess competition in my community. And I happened to lose and I came out fourth. The first three people got the memento and they got the gold coins. I was devastated. I said, come on, I could have been third and I would have got this gold. And I would have saved, in a very, very childish manner, I would have saved some part of my rent in terms of the gold coin. And then I downloaded chess.com. You would have seen Guy Spear putting this on Twitter as well. He plays chess. I also play chess regularly. It's a very favorite pastime for me. And in the childhood, I couldn't learn chess because chess is a game my father always wanted me to learn, and I would have been a good chess player, but the coaching was not there. So I'm telling you my experience how it all culminates. So I played a lot of chess after losing this battle of coming fourth on the chess competition in the community. And I was losing a lot of game, Marcus. And I was playing like hitting my face on the wall, tuck, 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 like that. And then one fine day I realized that I am not reading the rules or the tricks of chess, how to win the chess, or what should be the top 10 rules to play a chess game for winning. And then, Marcus, I searched on Google and I saw those 10 tactics, and you'll not believe my game improved 50%.
That's a lot.
So, what I was telling you is that, and then next year I actually participated in the chess competition, and I've been awarded I was a winner of the chess competition.
Wow.
And I still have that memento and my gold coin. So I learned a big lesson a hard way. Let me tell you, Marcus, when you lose a chess game, your ego gets busted. When you lose a chess game in a face-to-face game, your ego gets busted. So the learning is, how do I make my ego melted? Because this ego is the whole root cause of all the problem we are facing. Like when I figured it out that, Marcus, you might get into my business, I should be willing to help. When I asked Saurabh Mukherjee, who met us in Value X, who's managing $1.2 billion, and I told him, your portfolio is so open. And he says, I have learned all this from other people. They have openly shared with me. Why will I not share with you guys? So Marcus, when Warren Buffett, everything is open, and whoever asks him any question and the books are written on him. So I will say that start reading all the books written on Warren Buffett or his essays, and then start implementing it in your stock portfolio. That's how you will learn investing. That's one way. The second way is also give some money to some fund managers who are value investors. So what will happen? You will be connected with them. They say, Marcus, you are the sixth person around your circle. So by doing this conversation or by being in Value X, you and I are changing our circle. So if let me know if you want a specific answer towards the stock, then I will take it again.
So you would say, besides this, Warren Buffett is one of your most important role models.
So my first role model is Peter Lynch. All
Peter
money
Lynch.
I made to my investors. Those who do not know Peter Lynch, he has delivered roughly 26% for roughly 13 years odd in Fidelity. And he has written 3 books. The very famous book is One Upon Wall Street. I will highly recommend to you if you have not read it, and to all the investment community. And then slowly and gradually, Peter Lynch changed. Slowly and gradually, Warren Buffett changed.
Mhm.
I will not say that I still think I should know more about Philip Fisher, but obviously Warren Buffett and Peter Lynch both got influence with Philip Fisher, who was a growth investor those days, and he wrote a paper called Scuttlebutt. He was a growth investor in those days. So these are few people I'm naming who have crafted me, and I go to America every year, and
Mhm.
I think the next year I'll go with more preparation, and I will go with 50 people out there, and I'm sure I will see you there. So that's how you will get into the value investing. So let's say you want to invest on your own. In the last Value X conference, if you have got some stocks, go and buy them and start reading their annual reports. At the end of the remarkers, very simple: avoid debt. The first thing is in the investing or value investing, always avoid debt. So I'll take your next question, and if you want more detail on the stocks, I'll take it in that.
Um, yeah, I'm processing with writing this precious information down. I hope all the viewers do too. Um, Annual reports, and yeah, let's keep this topic alive. What are your favorite companies, and what annual reports are you waiting for with excitement? And you say, oh, I want to read what was the last year from this company, besides what I heard in earnings calls, etc. What are your favorite companies at the moment?
Okay. So Marcus, I think I do not have any favorite company. My job is not to get attached to my children. My children and my stocks both are, I love them. I am not attached to them. But if you ask me who are my favorite CEOs, who are my favorite founders, then obviously one of the darlings of we all know Mark Leonard of Constellation Software is one of my favorite. If you want to ask, I still have to know about a lot of other CEOs. I have a company called Expel. The CEO is Ryan Pape. I have to yet meet him. I have to yet understand him. I know only one or two story about him. So if you ask me, the still, because the problem with these people who have done a great job in their life, and I'm sure you know Sayed Balki is also trying hard to meet Mark Leonard. Sayed Balki, who met us in the last session, who is a $600 million plus person in the software business, he's trying to copy Mark Leonard.
Mhm.
The problem with Mark Leonard, he doesn't give interviews. He doesn't meet people. But if you ask me, Mark Leonard is one person who is very dear to me. But I have very few idea about him. Obviously, Warren Buffett is very, very dear to me because I can read about him. There are so many books is written on his company and him. So I just love Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. But if you ask me a favorite company or favorite CEO, so any company which makes 10 times or 20 times for my clients, that's my favorite company. So I will tell you that I'm not attached to any company, and I keep evaluating my investment thesis every quarter. But obviously, one person I also want to I think that person I really want to see growing is Eric Yuan. And Eric Yuan is the founder of Zoom video communication. So if I have little bit of attachment I have with Eric, Eric is a Chinese American. 9 times his visa got rejected. I know how American visas get rejected and they don't give you any reason. But Eric has really been persistent, and Eric has got the visa, and not only the visa, now he's a citizen. And I think all the way from Cisco WebEx, he developed this Zoom video communication where we are interviewing right now. And now the Google and the Microsoft are trying to catch it up. So Eric, I think, has a potential to be 100x from here. That's my opinion. Elon Musk is definitely a great guy. But having said that, I have no investment in Tesla. But Elon Musk, what he's doing for the society, I really salute to that. So just to say some word, I always tell people Jeff Bezos is solving the small problem, buying groceries, storing your data. All the small problem of the world is being solved by Jeff Bezos. And Elon Musk is solving the bigger problem of the world. Where will we stay after 50 years? I want to go to space and at lower cost. I want renewable energy, solar power. I want a car which is self-sustainable. So I think these are my favorite CEOs.
I have to say, it was one of my greatest learnings at Value X that people matter, also and especially in decisions where you can put your money. And we come back to this issue again and again. So I would ask you, how would you how can you analyze a CEO if you have a new company you're interested in? What are you looking for? How do you know, is the CEO trustworthy? Is he, like you said, 100x like Eric Yuan? What do you search for if you want to analyze the persons? If you want first to know, yes, I want to work with this person, or no, I don't have trust in him. How do you do that?
So, Eric, what I've read and what I've seen, I can tell you when I interview people or when I meet them, I am able to gauge about those people. A very simple thing. Like I was reading this book called Victory Project by Saurabh. And Saurabh Mukherjee has written a very good thing in his book that when we meet these promoters, there are two types of promoters. One type of promoters who have this TV in their room and they have their mobile with them. And one type of promoter who do not have a TV in their room and even the mobile doesn't ring. Now, the first type of the promoters, they keep on seeing the stock ticker on their screen. And if the stock portfolio goes up or the stock goes up 5-10% that day, they want their broker to call them and tell them why the stock has gone up, because promoter definitely will have one stock portfolio and one his own company. And if he sees some competitor doing a good advertising or launching a new product, he wants his CEO to tell him how he will counter the competition. That's Saurabh's experience when he has met these promoters. The other type of promoters who will give plenty of time to Saurabh, they will not look at their mobile, they will not have the TV. And he says the second type of people are the unusual billionaire. We don't have much time to take it at length, but very simple, Marcus, if somebody is shaking his head or he's having this body language or he is doing four different things, he is not the right person I want to connect. Like you are right now talking to me, 10 people will come and I will say, oh, Marcus, wait. This is showing that I am not focused. As the saying goes, Warren Buffett takes few decisions in a year, but it is equivalent to the many decisions taken by the CEO or the promoters. He's the only person, he says, who meets his CEO or gets the report, meet the CEO in 6 months. So please understand, if I know myself pretty well, I can know other people also. There are usual ways you can do is that you can interview these people and you will find their body languages. You will find they are a good reader. If they're not reading books, you'll come to know. If they're not waking up in the morning, so eventually all the great CEOs or the founders wake up early in the morning. They are a great family person. And they have a spiritual corner as well. So if you see, Warren Buffett has quoted or Charlie Munger has quoted from Bible as well. These people are very focused, and you will, if once you will understand that who you are, and you can know it from Bible or Bhagavad Gita or Holy Quran. Once you understand that how to live life, you will start seeing that in other people also. So that is about the company CEO and their culture. And they will be very open, Marcus. They will not hide anything from you. They will not hide anything from you. So that's one way you can figure out. That's one. The second way is, are they promoting mistakes in the company or not? Tell me, Marcus, in this interview, I'm sure I will not be able to speak perfect English. You might not be having a perfect dress. We might have a voice quality issue. Nothing goes up in a straight line. So Eric Yuan in Zoom, if you remember, when the Zoom bombing, Zoom bombing word.
Yep.
So anybody can enter the Zoom meeting and say anything, the bad word or something. Eric came in public and Eric apologized that I have let you down. So Zoom had a security issue, if you remember.
Mhm.
I knew all this. I was watching Zoom from $60 to $600. I knew I have missed this company, but I was watching the CEO all through a while, and I saw that this came publicly and apologized. We all commit our mistakes. How many people apologize and take responsibility? If you follow or any CEO, any company for the 1 year, you will eventually start finding that the person himself is a great person. And that is the foundation. And we say culture eats strategy over breakfast. Culture eats strategy over breakfast. So culture comes first. I think I have told this to you earlier also.
I heard this one time before, yeah.
Yeah.
So here closes the circle. We come back to honesty and
Ethics.
trust and
Yeah.
ethics. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's all important in business, in private life, in networking. Very, very important. You say, or you were talking about mistakes in a company and how they handled it with honesty and say, yeah, we made a mistake and we are sorry, we will fix it, and they hold their promise. What would you say if you analyze a company? How do you see management mistakes in a company that are perhaps not in the news? Are there any possibilities?
So we don't try to be extra smart. A good learning I have heard, don't try to be an extra smart person. So Warren Buffett said, you don't have to be having a very high IQ in value investing. You have to have the orientation right. I am not here to find fault in Warren Buffett and he got married twice and what would have happened in his personal life, etc., etc. Because my job is not to, I'm not a journalist, I'm not a media person. My job is to be optimistic. My job is to understand that their mistakes will happen. My job to understand is that sometimes people have to be silent. Something cannot be answered. Life is not black and white. Life is in gray. So I don't try to find out what is not been said. But if you interview the employees, if you talk to them, if you see their LinkedIn profile, they will be writing what they are feeling in the company. If you visit a company in premise, you will come to know what's happening. If you buy their products, if you talk to the suppliers. So employees don't know when they're talking to me, they're giving me the information out. So eventually all my friends are now working for Amazon. So many of my friends who were working for XYZ company are now working for Amazon. You check with them, they will tell you Amazon is much better than the company they used to work. Now what more I want? Then the person who became the CEO, Andy Jassy, is a 20+ year old guy in Amazon. That tells me another thing. One more thing I will tell you. So I think there are too many connotation to this, but I cannot generalize it. But the originality of the CEO you will find from their face, or the founders. Let's talk about the founders first. That's why we look at the family businesses. The founders are very frugal. They will not even try to have a hair transplant done. They will not even color their hair. They will not even want to have lot of variety of clothes or of fancy cars. They might not even want to buy a house. They will be very happily staying in a rented house because they have to increase the return on capital employed, and they become miser or they become frugal on the way. So when you will analyze all these factors, so you can make a checklist for a good, happy life, and you will find that the fathers of the churches or the saint of Indian culture, they ticked all those boxes. So Elon Musk goes and stays in a porta cabin near the office. That tells a lot about him. He doesn't give up. That tells a lot about him. There are always some gray matter that he has bought this company and merged the company in Tesla at a loss. All that is there, but I am not investing in Tesla. The day I invest in Tesla, I look into all this. Like there's a lot of noise that Amazon is not handling the workers as per the policy, or they are not happy with the they don't want to have this what do you call labor union in their company. But if you see Marcus, labor union will make the whole process slow. So that is why where I find in the capitalistic environment, it is better to have somebody who believe that the person who is doing better should get a salary hike or bonus than a person who is not doing well. So these are very good parameters, and I can send a list to you which you can use to evaluate the promoters.
It proves my my knowledge about or my experiences with excellent organizations. You sense it when you step in. As an example, you said you're looking for family businesses. I think if you walk into a family-owned hotel, you sense it. It's a completely different atmosphere than if you go into a hotel chain that is more anonymous. You sense it in a family hotel. They want to accommodate you. They want you have a pleasant stay. They don't just want to earn money with you. It's their business. They have to. But I think you sense it, and perhaps it's a good analogy to investing.
Yes, it is.
Feel a good company. Yeah. You sometimes talked about. I have it. I'm writing some very interesting points down, and at the beginning you said very important is the emotional side. And when we first talked, you aroused my interest by pointing out your spiritual influence on investing. As I'm not a very spiritual, but a very curious person. How do your spiritual habits influence your investment decisions?
So I'm going to send you one note from the book Victory Project, which is where Sanjay Bakshi, the professor Sanjay Bakshi, has also mentioned the same thing. Now, spiritual habit are formed when you see that more you know, more you play a game or video game or watch TV or watch these movies, or let's say you want to do something, let's say eat a lot, because I'm a foodie person and I love to eat, and I'm sure Marcus, you also love to eat. But you will realize, Marcus, we can't eat after a point. We cannot drink after a point. We cannot do certain things after a point, and then our body or mind start getting into a disease or infectious circle. Example, how many cigarette will you smoke to feel happy? It's an endless vicious circle. We have seen this from other people's example, that this is not good thing. Now, how do I feel permanently good? When I go into the spiritual practices, let's say yoga, or let's say studying the scriptures, or knowing about myself, because spiritual it is nothing but knowing the spirit. Right now, this fool Bhuvan Gupta or dumb Bhuvan Gupta is thinking that he's answering the question of Marcus. But I will not be there, Marcus, after 50, 60 years. I hope I live till 100 years, and I wish the same to you as well. But after that, you and me are not there. So the question is, who is asking the question, who is answering the question, and what is happening? This whole drama looks like a game. Yes or no, Marcus? Because 30 years ago, we could have not done Zoom. we have to do this drama physically. Now, the only way to keep it alive is to record it. How people will remember us, Marcus? Oh, Bhuvan looks like this black guy, the dark, or let's say Marcus look a handsome guy. No, they will remember us what legacy you and I have left behind. Bhuvan did not tell us something bad. Marcus woke up at 3 a.m. in the morning and asked so many great questions which are benefiting me today also. Same thing Warren Buffett has said. Same thing before Warren Buffett, somebody else has said. Same thing before that person, somebody else has said. So the process which we talk about in value investing has already been discussed in Bhagavad Gita. When the Krishna says to Arjuna, and I will tell this in Sanskrit, कर्मण्य वाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्म फल हेतुर्भू माते संगो अस्तु अकर्मणि, which Professor Sanjay mentioned to Saurabh, that karma, the deed, you should do your karma or you should follow the process. Don't worry about the results. The other sentence, this is hato va prapti swargam jitva bhokshase mahim, which means if you will die in this battle, if I will not be able to do this job properly, I will still learn and become a better person tomorrow. It could be this birth, it could be that birth. But if I fight and I make money for my people, for their investing, I will be the king of this world, like Warren Buffett is. Because I don't think so Warren Buffett is doing it for money. You and I might do this for money for some time, but after 100 million, 200 million or something, money will not be the motivator. So how do I get the permanent happiness? I will only get permanent happiness when I'll understand who I am, the power in me. We all are having different powers. Maybe you can hold the breath for 5 minutes and I cannot. But I'm sure when you can hold the breath for 5 minutes, you inculcate different capabilities. Spirituality is like consciousness coming to me and opening my whole heart. And the more my consciousness can expand in my mind and my body, or the more a spark like a current can vividly get into an equipment, the equipment becomes powerful. How can we understand the very simple thing? Even which game do you like, by the way, Marcus? Which sport do you like?
Boxing, for example.
Boxing. Who is the legend of boxing?
I would say Mike Tyson.
Now, Mike Tyson and me, can I become Mike Tyson in the next 1 year or 6 months?
No, I doubt it.
Why? So that person, Mike Tyson, has more spark in him by keep practicing, and changing his neural network. Now, being Mike Tyson is what the whole life is. How many fights he fought, how many punches he had. It's not about the punches he hit, it's about the punches he has got as well. Now, that's what the life is. Now, after all this fight, one fine day, Mike Tyson has to lose, because Mike Tyson will not be able to win against the time. Do we agree?
We agree, yeah.
We all will lose this battle against the time. But the question is, am I the body? Am I the mind? Now, if you start thinking that how Ben Graham is still alive, how Philip Fisher, who has become vegetarian now, or maybe he's no more, I have no idea, how he has become a legend now. Elon Musk has already become legend. Tesla has already become. Tesla means the scientist, Newton, Einstein, they have become a legend. Yes or no?
I agree, yeah.
So how are they here? How are they present between you and me in the spirit, in the energy particles, in our mind? They're alive. Nelson Mandela, for that matter. So that's what I'm saying, that the spirit is the only truth.
totally agree. Yeah. I think they found who they are and made the best from it. Yeah. The people you mentioned.
I have not taken various names, Marcus, for the
Yeah.
investing sake. There are
Yeah.
so many spirits around us in their work, in their energy.
Uh, what I also admire in your religion is that your religion has a very important point in the circle of life and continuity, and it increases the demand for sustainability. What would you say? How do you transfer this into your investment decisions or into your investment style?
So it's very simple, Marcus. Religion is law of being. Religion fits me into some rules. There are some rules which are not really relevant, but majority of the rules in the religion are relevant. The other what we have made, that this person is not allowed in temple and all, it is actually not the right way of doing it. Somewhere it was in a other connotation in those days, and today we are blindly following it. Like lot of rules in Indian government has now repealed in from the parliament perspective because they were made in the British time. So if I cannot be a law abiding citizen, if I cannot understand that the true freedom is not to be a wild driver on the road, but to follow the rules, because if I will not follow the rules, I will not only be harmful to me, I will be harmful to so many people. If I cannot understand that if I am eating banana, I should not peel it and hold the inner banana. I should always hold with the peel, and that peel is the religion. I need to have the banana, the white part of it, but it is not right to hold through spirituality. It has to be hold through the rules. What is the rule? Hold it through the yellow part of banana. So religion is important to an extent to understand that what the spirit is. My religion tells me that Marcus is a self, is a soul. It doesn't show me what religion he is or my religion is. It never says anything about you, anything bad about you. It says everything is inside. Now, do I need to respect you? No, because you and I are the same from the spark perspective. Respect the spark in you. I should be respected as well. So how do you translate it? Very simple. If you cannot wake up in the early morning, if you can't bathe, if you cannot follow certain rules, if you cannot live in the limits, if you cannot let other live their life and you disturb them, you annoy them, you poke them, when they will poke you, when you are in the investing business, you will be frustrated. You will be devastated. Like Britney Spears, something happened. I don't know what exactly, but there are this Stanford graduates who come in the limelight and they are being told like this generation Warren Buffett, and then suddenly they conk off. So even in the biggest university of the world, the culture is not taught. So Marcus, the culture is taught in the religion.
So I think we talked for half an hour now, yes, but it's so interesting to hear your points of view. So, but I have two questions left. I would love to add. The first is to come back to investing. What would you say was your best and what was your worst investing decision in the past, and what did you learn from it?
Okay. So very quickly I'll answer it. The one company which I bought and I made 8 times for all my investors, Dinos Shipping. And I had a very simple understanding in 2020 that I felt that all these Amazon, etc., have become very overvalued. And I do not want to go into the typical Professor Kirby style of coffee can investing. And I said, let me buy something where I will not lose money. And I was so fortunate. I bought this company at a price to earning of 2. I think price to earning of 2. A distressed private equity was selling the stake at $12, at $14. The stock became $12. And I bought this company at $12. And with a very simple understanding that I should not lose money. Then the private equity markers, they look at the EV by EBITDA roughly below 6, or 6 is a great price to buy, because EV by EBITDA consists of the cash and the debt, and it is also consist of the debt in the EBITDA as well. So price to earning is not a good measure. They look at the EV by EBITDA. This company was well below 6, and it was one of the better in the shipping lot. And I called my friend who is also with a company which is in shipping, and I felt that this is the company I will not lose money. My guide Peter Lynch was guiding me through his book, and I said let's. And I was not sure to buy 10% because generally we buy 10%. I bought roughly 7 or 8%. Who knew, Marcus, that China will close down and the America will start asking for so much of goods, and the shipping people will be benefited in the between, and even the oil. So oil was a clear case that oil will go up. So I also bought an oil company, but that was only 4 times return. But this company, Marcus, made 8 times in roughly 1 year, 3 or 4 months. I bought September 2020. I sold this year in the I think first quarter itself. And Marcus, what was the good thing? I sold the stock at $102, $102, and today the price is 50. It's only God in me has done it. It's only God in me has done it. My daughter knows it because she saw me selling the stock. I took 2 hours to sell the stock because the liquidity was the issue. Companies are in a very good shape right now. It's a shipping charter company. So I will all say that God in me has done that and given a chance again in my life, because if I would have bought the company a little early, I would have made 30 times. So let's see what happens, and I will definitely share with you once I'll buy this company again.
Please tell me.
Sure. Coming to the worst decision. One of the worst decisions in my life is I did when I bought VIX. So there's a hedging concept in the market that you can hedge against again when the market goes down by buying the VIX futures. And I bought the VIX future, and my reading habits led me to somewhere where a person who has done himself said that this is one of the worst thing in life to buy VIX future to hedge the portfolio. It will eat away the money because it is eating the money fast. I bought today and I sold all the position tomorrow. That was the worst thing which I did in my life, but I immediately rectified the next day. And there are many other mistakes, but I am sure they are not big enough to mention.
Yeah, like you said, it's also a learning procedure, value investing. It's a lifelong learning procedure. I think you also mentioned it on your website, which I can really recommend if anyone wants to read further uh, about your work, about your travel to value investing. Very good homepage. So let
Thank
me
you.
ask one last question. We had a short speech before, and you mentioned what you want to give back to society as a value investor. What do you think? How can you give something back to society in the future?
So, Marcus, I think first of all, right now I'm giving knowledge back. I'm also giving some money back every month. And I think that the challenge is to give the money to the right people. I will keep giving from my salary. I also want to give this message of whether you call it spirituality or value investing, is that which I think Sanjay Bakshi is doing great job in MDI Gurgaon. He's teaching all his students that you should become financially independent. So my focus is to create awareness about money. In India, there was a green revolution, milk revolution, and salt revolution. I think financial revolution is very important. So what we are doing in next year, we are planning to hold a investing class, master class for ladies specifically, only the ladies. Because there is a saying, Marcus, that if you teach a man, you make him educated. But if you teach a woman or a woman, you make the whole house educated. When a woman can handle the whole house, she can handle the husband, she can handle 4 babies or 4 children. Why she can't handle the investing as well? And I'm sure in the value X also we are looking for more girls participant. So my takeaway from the whole world is let's not burn our money into Bitcoin or cryptocurrency kind of investment. If you understand them, go ahead invest. But if you don't understand them, don't try and be greedy, because money is not ours, Marcus. Neither I nor you will take this money. Nothing is ours. We are custodian. Money belongs to God. It will go back to God only. So people who think this is my money, my car, my wife, my husband, my gold, they're all rubbish. Every person who is 60 plus is worried about his health. So money is not the only wealth, but if we understand the knowledge and wisdom, the money will follow. For example, I want to do a lot in the field of sports as well. If I become the prime minister of my country, the two things I want to implement immediately is to eat less and play more. We all have to come out and play a sport. Like you love boxing, you should at least be in the ring 3 days in a week or 3 hours in a week. If if we both are overeating, we have to cut down our food. The whole world's hunger problem will solve. Marcus, we all know that in this culture of restaurants today, a lot of food gets wasted every day. We all are overweight by large. So it's a very simple thought process of mine. Eat less, play more. Let's make it a healthy world. It will automatically become a wealthy world. So I think all the government who are chasing GDP will eventually start chasing the gross national happiness like Bhutan. If we are happy, we need less. If you are not happy, how much amount you have, how much money you have, how much wealth you have is of no importance. Thank you.
I think this is a great ending statement. Yeah. And also people who want to start with value investing, I think it's a very important inner statement to know that you can do so much good with money, because many people think money is bad, but it isn't. You can really change the world. And good examples are Warren Buffett,
Yes.
together with Microsoft fund from Bill Gates. He does so many good for the world, and it's not uh, for his own good. He really serves the world, and um, it's yeah, it's part of the game. And I like very much your ideas of have the women educated to start with in the finance world. And I think it's like in businesses. If you integrate women into businesses, into finance world, there are so many new ideas and so many new um, kinds of problem solving. um, I, I'm sure we will be surprised in the future.
Marcus, I come from a land where there is a person called Ramdev Baba. You can Google him. He owns nothing in that company. This company is at least worth 10 to 15 billion dollar. It is not even listed. This man is the only brand ambassador of the company. You should research about him. He is not even wearing stitched clothes. He wakes up 4 or 5 in the morning every day in the Facebook. He comes and he is helping everybody to do free yoga. My investing method is, or my life or business method is very much influenced by the Indian culture. You must research about him, and he's one of the great example for many FMCG companies. What Unilever and Procter and Gamble could not do in the last 10 years in India, this man has done it in the last 6 to 7 years. So Marcus, with this, I would like to say thank you to you.
It was really a pleasure, and I learned so much in so a short time. I hope we can repeat that anytime. Would be a pleasure for me. Thank you very
Same
much.
here. Same here. Thank you all for listening. Look forward to see you for the next perfect recipe for retiree series. I have my humble request is that please, if you like the podcast and the video, please like and subscribe. Put subscribe button, and also forward this link to so many people who can get benefited. Our only idea is to help the people in the world to become a better investor. My only also one message that if you can visit to US to attend the Berkshire Hathaway conference, please do so. That's my message from this video, because we all have a right, we all have a duty to grow our wealth so that we can distribute more and make this world a better place. With that, thanks to all of you, and special thanks to Marcus for crafting so many good questions to help all of us out. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhuvan.